There we go. Felipe,
Hi,
how we doing
I'm
today?
here. I'm good. Can you hear me well?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. It's because my friends complained already about these earpods. They're kind of fucked up.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So
I
I'm
mean, we
glad you
can hear
guys
you.
hearing well.
Yeah. I like
Okay,
it.
okay, that's fine.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on. I mean, me and Ken appreciate it. You're a first guest. We were very honored for you to come on, dude.
Oh, thank you. I feel I don't know famous and flattered. That's my first podcast, by
We
the way.
we apologize for the short notice.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
basically gave the guy like 24 hours to get prepared. So,
Okay, no, it's
yeah.
it's totally fine. You guys are forgiven.
Okay.
Appreciate
I'm
that.
glad we're
Appreciate it.
forgiven. So, I guess the way we'll start this off is how about you just briefly introduce yourself to everybody? I would say, 99% of our followers are just friends of Brian and I, so they probably don't know who you are. So,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Felipe Pereira. I'm from Brazil. I'm living in the United States for the past 3 to 4 years, which is so crazy because for me it seems like yesterday. It was my first time in this country. But I'm kind of, I don't know what exactly you guys want to know about me. I think Brazil is an amazing country that I came from. I'm very proud to be Brazilian, but I really wanted to try something new in my life because so many things happened, like when you're young, trying to find yourself, and then you have to figure it out so many things, and you get confused, and you get sad, you get so many different emotions, and then you're just like, no, I need to do something different for my life, and then you just move, you know. So that's basically what happened to me. I was in love with my family, my friends, and everything around me, but I felt like there's something else that I wanted to do because I wasn't completely happy. So I was like, I need to try something new. And when you're in a small city in Brazil, and then people kept start telling you like, move, you don't belong here, you're like too, you're too smart to be here, you're very intelligent to live in this small place, you have to go. And then I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, where should I go? I start like feeling a lot that I need to do something beyond, because as people kept saying, I was feeling it. I wasn't, happy there. So just like, okay, I'm here. That's part of it.
That's a great story, I'm not gonna lie. So people told you that you should come to the US and see what it's about?
Yes, there's always an influence when we think about, our future, ourselves. And then as people start telling you, like, hey, you don't belong here, or this kind of things that you need to fly, like on the movies where you see like silly characters, it's just, becomes like famous because people kept saying, like, you're so big for this, you should do more, like, you can go there, like all this kind of stuff. And then I start thinking, okay, people think I'm different, so I need to do something about it. I can't just hearing that and just be here. So I was like, okay. So then I start thinking about that, and then yeah, here.
we got the Brazilians in the chat. I just saw that flag. So, we got supporters now. We
Yeah,
got a
some
Brazilian
friends.
fan base, Brian.
I think some friends will come over to see and hear something, but they're probably like upset because they don't speak English, all of them. So that's why, like, I have most followers, they're from Brazil. So most of them don't speak or understand English. So I mean, that's part of because some of them won't stay for longer. But I'm definitely going to try to explain to them next time. And we have to have, I don't know, a traducer or whatever, translate someone to, like to tell people what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's also very cool that I think it's cool that you still are the most of your friends still in Brazil. Is that how do you still communicate with them over when they're overseas?
I try to speak both languages on my stories on Instagram to try to talk to my friends and people that I talk to, like when not friends. But they're like curious to see about my life here, and they want to understand everything that's going on. So I try to speak Portuguese. I try to speak English, both languages. Yeah,
Damn,
it's cool. It's cool.
that is very cool. As someone who's not bilingual, that is very cool.
I
Are
don't
you
even think
guys?
I'm monolingual. I don't think I master any language particularly well. So English is tough
Yeah.
enough. So
I mean, it's because you guys already know that most countries try to speak English. So you people won't think that much, oh, I want to learn another language because English, everyone, trying to speak English to make English as the most well-known like language.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why people here are not interested to understand another languages. That's why I speak English because I could pick another language to start like learning about. But I feel like I would love to travel to a lot of different countries, but I know that all of these countries will understand if I speak English with them. Then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you want to go to a lot of different places, and most people understand like English, so that's why
Yeah.
we always pick
I get
English.
that.
But
No,
do you know another kind of language or only English as well?
no. So I know English, and then I speak Malayalam a little bit with my parents, so I can understand it pretty well. I'm terrible at trying to speak it. I butcher the language, which is very bad. But um, I'm trying to. So I'm trying to learn more languages because I think a point you brought up was really good. Where, yeah, like I want to travel to a bunch of countries, but there's in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, if they all speak English, then I'm fine. But then I feel like I'm not enjoying that full culture. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, that is
there's a
true.
whole exactly there's a whole big dialogue and there's things behind there's meaning behind the words and that whole language. So you should at
Hmm.
least put an effort to understand and try it. So to me,
Hmm.
that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah.
That's very cool. That's very important.
Yeah.
What do you have to say, Ken?
Yeah,
What do you
Ken. We
have
want
to
to hear
say
about you.
about what do you have to say about that?
well, I'm jealous of people that can speak more than one language. Um, I am not. I have a minor in Italian, but if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah,
So
that is very true.
yeah, and there was a period where I was speaking it, not fluently, but I could definitely get around. And now, like, it's just completely gone. I know some Spanish. I understand some Spanish just because of very various reasons that we won't get into. Uh, but yeah, it takes time, and like I said, I'm very envious of people that can speak multiple languages.
Me too, because I can't. I don't speak too. And English is not like my best. I
I
try
hear
here.
you. So, where in Brazil are you from?
Definitely not from São Paulo, and definitely not from Rio, which is the only places you guys probably know.
Yeah, that's only fine though.
So I am from. Am I speaking too loud? Because I have no idea. I have these
You're
earpods
fine.
on, sorry. Okay, I'm from an area in Brazil. It's called Northeast, so Northeast. And how can I say? It's the weather. It's more like hot. It always feels like summer in my area in Brazil. Like never gets cold. Like no winter time. So it's a country. It's an area with a lot of beaches and people, I don't know, with bikinis. And I think it's an amazing culture. Like we have the best food so far. It's beautiful. People are very welcome, and that's about it. I'm very proud of my area in Brazil.
That's the exact opposite of what we have here. Like I always hear these places, they're so welcome. Then you come here, even people in our own country, Brian, they're always saying New Jersey people are some of the rudest assholes going, right? Compared to the South.
Um, I will say devil's advocate. Some places you're gonna meet some bad apples. Okay, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the majority of the people around here are bad apples. Oh, and by the way, Felipe, where do you live now? So that the people know.
I'm in Atlantic City.
So
Wow.
he understands it too. He probably gets more shit down there than we get up here.
Yeah, I'll say. Can I ask what was the biggest transition from going from your home country to living in Atlantic City? Because I feel like those are big. That's a big
Oh
difference,
my
right?
god, it's oh my god. There's no comparison at all. Like it's totally different. The everything makes a difference. Like the language, the culture, the food, especially the food. Guys, for God's sake, it's impossible for you to be from Brazil and be happy in
Mhm.
America with the food here. It's impossible
Really?
because it's totally different. Oh my gosh, like we really have flavor. We have the flavor. I'm so sorry if this is going to be disappointed, but it's we have the best food ever. Like you guys have to go to Brazil and eat the food in there because it's just oh my gosh. I don't know if it's just me being tourist, but I definitely do love the food, and I think our country too. Oh, congratulations, Brazil, best food ever. So you guys
I
are very
like that.
welcome to
No.
eat our food and enjoy it.
Can I ask, have you had Brazilian food like at a Brazilian restaurant here, and does it compare as well as what you had back home?
Wait, what?
So like if you so there's like some Brazilian restaurants out there.
Okay.
Hold on
So
one second. AJ Ganesh just said that Wendy's slaps. So I don't. Do you have Wendy's in Santines or Rio?
Did you just say my city in Brazil?
Oh, maybe I did.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, I mean, if we have Wendy's in there,
Yeah,
no, no, we don't have
and
Wendy's
I don't know why I would leave to go there.
in Brazil. No, I mean we have
All I need is
McDonald's,
Wendy's.
but whatever. But definitely not Wendy's, and thank God no. Do you like Wendy's?
I got a Wendy's. How close is the Wendy's to our house, Brian?
it's like down the street. So it's like not even a mile, I think.
They know me by first name down there now.
Because you
It's
went
not,
there too much?
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's it's
I'm
pretty
so
bad.
sorry for your stomach.
Yeah, I agree.
Guys, I have like diarrhea when I eat like Andes or whatever. Come on, here.
All right, maybe we get back to the the questions.
Yeah. Ken, I'm gonna have you ask the questions because I can't look at it on my phone. So
Oh,
else
okay.
the yeah. So I'm gonna have you
Okay, so did you always live in the same city in Brazil, or did you move around too?
No, I moved. I moved. I moved when I went to college, and I also became a dancer, which is a crazy part of my life that sometimes it's difficult to imagine because it feels like forever ago.
Hmm.
But yeah, I used to be a dancer, so it's not even that like moving, but we kept like going to a lot of different places, and then I get to know a lot of different places. But then that made me feel like I wanted to go to different places as well. I think that's part of why I told you this story about people, telling me to go and move because I was already being a dancer on that time, and I wanted to imagine like being. I wanted to be famous, like everyone wants to be famous. Oh my gosh! But yes, I wanted to be one, and then like people stopped saying that because I was like dancing well. I was doing well, I did my job. So
yeah.
people like that. So yeah.
Hmm.
But I moved to like 4 to 5 cities in Brazil when I was living there. Yeah. I get to know nice places, a lot of places.
Did you ever live in Rio?
No, but I went there.
Hmm.
Perfect, of course.
Hmm.
As it is.
So it's not overrated?
No, I think it's a very beautiful city with very beautiful people. I love their accent. It's so nice. The best novellas are made in there. So I think it's a nice city. Yeah, it deserves to be like the kind of the one of the best cities in Brazil. Yes, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Hmm?
Yeah, I've never been to South America. I've never been down there. Brian, have you been down there?
The farthest I've ever been was Nicaragua. That was it.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
definitely Brazil is definitely on the list though. It's
Hmm.
up it's up there.
Yeah,
Um,
you guys should go. It's not like expensive at all.
really?
Like
Oh wow, I
you
didn't
guys,
know that.
yeah, you get like $1, five for us.
Okay.
We
Okay.
say that it's like royals would be royals. It's our money. So we're like five royals are like $1 in here. So you
A
guys
Oh
lot
should
cooler
wow.
definitely.
sounding than a dollar. Why
Yeah.
don't we name our currency Royals? Like that, that just sounds so much cooler.
No,
Yeah,
that
so
is
it's very affordable. You guys can go have fun, go different places. Yeah, especially now with this fucking government that we have in Brazil. So that's why our money are so fucked up.
Okay. I got you.
gotcha. No, that is
Yeah.
cool. Can I ask what was your favorite city to live in? Because you moved around 4 times, you said, right? In Brazil?
My favorite city was definitely São Paulo. It's like it's another city that I love living so much because
Mhm.
São Paulo has like I don't know, like the aesthetic and everything close to New York City. That's
Okay.
something that would be like New York City. You know what I mean? More
Yeah.
than Rio. So I lived there. I saw a lot of different people in the same time. I remember that I went to a kind of park, like Central Park, and then
Okay.
I saw so many different people in the same fucking place. I'm not even kidding. Like I saw a homeless guy and then a apparently rich guy. I saw like um, people who likes rock and people dancing other kind of music, like so many different people in the same place. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so nice because you know when you come from a place that you living and seeing all the same people around all day every time, and then you go to a place with so many different people in the same place together, like everybody knows that they're like everybody and everyone is fine and everyone respects everyone. So cool because I came from my area that people have a little bit closed mind.
Okay.
So like if you're gay with like you look like a gay, and then people start talking about you, it's complicated, it's not cool at all, they don't respect people with differences. And then you go to like a place like Sao Paulo where you see a park with a lot of different people in the same place. They all respect each other, like drinking beer, like smoking pot, whatever. And they just feel like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to be here because I can be myself. So
Mhm.
that's why I have something, sig- um, sig- sig- what is the word? Significant. Yeah, significant.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Um, that make you like have some kind of special feeling from that place. So that's why I like São Paulo a lot because I have the kind of nice connection with the park from the day, with that memory, and that is just very special for me. That's it. That's why I like São Paulo the most.
Dang, that's really cool. That's real cool.
That
Do you
kind of
guys have
leads.
any? You guys have any connection with a special city that you feel like, okay, I have a memory here that makes me like I love this place, or no?
I will say for me personally, it will be just probably New York City. Personally,
Mm-hmm.
I went to Central Park a lot during my college years, and then even like going with actually some of my friends like Vina, shout out to Vina. Uh, we go there a lot, and it's just nice to be around in the city. Like it's such a vibrant area, and it's a lot different from where we live, where it's just like it's just not the same thing at all. So it's just such a nice feeling to get out there and like see a bunch of people, and it doesn't matter what your age is, where you're from, what you're doing. It's just
Mm-hmm.
you a person, where like I'm not saying here is like that, but here it's just more you see the same type of people kind of deal, if that makes sense.
That's nice. I love New York City. I always loved New York City since I was a kid. I remember like having 3 to 4 years old watching a movie with New York City. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to live there so bad. And I had no idea in my life that I would be now living like 2 hours away from there. So
Yeah,
it's so special. Like every time that I go into New York City and I see the buildings, for me, it's like the first time. I feel like so silly about it. I'm just like, oh my fucking God. Like my friends would not believe on this. And it's always like that every time. So I was like, I feel happy. I feel quite happy because I know like back into my childhood with all my dreams and all stuff start coming back and now, like it's kind of it's part of your life, it's made to happen. And then
yeah,
you're just like, I'm so happy. So yeah, it's basically like that.
that is really cool. That is really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. It is.
Yeah.
What about you, Kenneth?
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, I like to visit New York City, but I've told you this multiple times, Brian. Like, I
Mhm.
go there, but like my heart rate just like goes like through the roof. Like where we live, Felipe, it's kind of similar to probably where you grew up as a kid, where there's not a ton of things happening, and it's sort of I wouldn't say it's rural, but it's definitely away from urban areas. And then all of a sudden, it's like culture
Mm-hmm.
shock where you kind of just go to New York City and there's people dancing in the streets. There's people like carrying crosses saying they're going to the kingdom. There are people naked in the street. You know what I mean? It's just like
Uh-huh.
the naked cowboy. And it's like, whoa, this is a lot to take in. I don't know if I could live there. But as far as like the original question about is there a city where I feel like a deep connection? Probably not, because I prefer areas where it's more barren. And like I love Sussex County, Brian, and Warren County, like Phillipsburg, like those areas out there, Easton, PA, where there's not anything going on. That's where I like to go. I don't like to go to cities.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Sounds
know. I don't
sounds
know
very
about that. But
exciting.
Uh, it's not really exciting, but it's just like where I would prefer to like set up shop and like live my life versus, Well, you know what? Maybe that's not entirely true. I liked Montreal.
yeah,
I liked Montreal.
Montreal.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a special place. I don't know if I could live there because I
So
don't
yeah,
speak French, but I think it'd be cool to go back.
it would be cool. Yeah, Felipe, we went to Montreal in 2016 with a bunch of our friends, and that was our first international group trip. So it was very cool
You
to see it.
guys, you both?
Yeah, yeah, it was actually
About
the
what?
8 of us.
Yeah, 8 of us. Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
I love traveling. I love traveling. When I feel like, oh my gosh, we have one life only, and there's so many different places. Like, how can I make all of it? I know that unfortunately, I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to get to know all of the places in the world, but I will try as much as I can. Can you believe, like, there's people, they spend all their lives in one place and they don't get to see, like, how many different things and nice things and beautiful things to see in the world. Like, oh my gosh, how can you not want to do that? Like, I really want to. So,
Yeah,
I've been to some different places as well. I've been to Ireland. I've been to France. I've been to UK. So it was like I remember it was like London, Dublin, um, Paris, which was oh my gosh, it was so amazing to be in Paris. Like Paris is just Paris. I love Paris. It's the best one. Um, and what else? I've been to other countries too, like Mexico and Dominican Republic. It was nice. I've been to a different, like, yeah, eight countries, I think, yeah, so far.
that it's very impressive because I will say I know some people who have never traveled, as you said, out of the country before, even out of the state, and
Mm-hmm.
that
I know a lot
like
of them too.
yeah, like how do you live like that? So I give you a lot of props. Also, definitely want to go to Paris, so I might ask you for some pointers later because Paris seems awesome. Um,
Yeah, you should.
that's Yeah, definitely on my bucket list, and definitely DR too. I've been wanting. I've heard such great things about Dominican Republic, so I want to go there.
The
Yeah,
beach are, oh my gosh, they are beautiful. I love Republic
yeah.
of Dominican.
See, I want to
Brian,
go
have you
there,
been
but
to
I gotta.
Mexico?
I've not been to
So,
Mexico now.
I've been there
Nah,
like 6 times.
did you
I love
really?
it. Yeah, I love it.
where
Seriously?
do you go in Mexico?
We've changed it. We've been to Cancun, Riviera Maya, Puerto Vallarta. We've pretty
Oh
much
my
done it all.
God. So
It's
cool.
nice. It's usually where my family goes on vacation. Sometimes we go to like the Dominican. We've been there. We've been to the
Yeah.
Bahamas. We usually go somewhere tropical. But Mexico, we've done it so many times. We love it.
Dang, I like it.
I want
Felipe,
to
do
go
you have?
again.
Oh, I was gonna say, do you have a list of places you want to go? Like, do you have a top 10 favorite spots you want to go to?
Ooh, oh my gosh. I want to go to Thailand.
Mm.
Jesus, I need to go to Thailand. It's so beautiful in there. I also want to go to Italy, another country that I feel like, oh my gosh, I have like a romantic vibe. So like Paris, like Italy. This kind of so romantic, like Venice. Oh my gosh, I want to go this place so bad. Yes.
I like that.
Um, yeah, they're so beautiful. Oh Jesus. But yeah, like Italy. What else? I want to go all of them together. But so far, if I give you like five ones, for example, it would be okay, Paris, Italy, um, Thailand, um, where else? Iceland, guys, Iceland. Oh my God, definitely Iceland. It's so beautiful in there,
So it would be
and
nice.
yeah, pretty much everything.
I get
Brian, do you
that.
have a top 5 list?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel Felipe on Iceland. That's something I'm trying to do this summer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited. I want to see there's like a volcano there that I'm trying to see. So I'm
Oh,
very excited.
yes. I heard about that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to see that. And then I think in September, I'm going to Japan actually with Cami, I think. Um,
Oh, yeah. I think she told me about that. That
yeah.
sounds pretty cool. How long you plan on going for?
I think like a week or two. But Felipe, that's what I wanted to say too. How you were talking about like knowing other languages. So I'm trying to actually study Japan on the side before I go, so I can make some conversation and stuff like that as well. Yeah,
That is so nice. Oh my gosh. I feel like would be the sensation, it would feel like living in another world actually, because Japan is like the technology. It's so incredible. Like for the videos I watch, it feels like you're in the future. That's so
yeah,
nice. I would love to go to Japan. But yeah,
yeah.
I have no idea about the language.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just starting from scratch, so I'm hoping for the best, but it's just something I'm trying to get used to because I do appreciate that English is becoming universal around the world, but I do want to understand, like, I don't feel like other languages should disappear just so English can be universal. Like, I feel like we should all take some time to understand other cultures and
I
understand their
agree.
languages.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Um, Yeah, that's like a big thing for me. But Ken, what is the next question? Because I think I know what it is, but I just want you to ask it.
Well, I mean, you talked a little bit about how Santines was maybe not the most open-minded city, right?
No.
So how was it growing up in that type of environment?
Oh my God. It was, it's, um, there's two parts of it because I started to grow up, like in Saint Ace, and then my father needed to go away for a while. So we have to follow him. And then we went to Brasilia, which is the capital of Brazil.
Okay.
So that's when I start to remember about me growing up. It's when we moved to Brasilia because before that I was very little in Santinese. So that part of I don't remember. So we
Okay.
went to Brasilia. We lived there for 10 years.
Okay.
So on these 10 years, I got to know myself, understand myself, and accept myself because I knew I was gay. Like very, very young, I knew I was gay. So I was like on my 10 years old, 11 years old, I was like, okay, I am gay. So that's why I remember so much from that part.
Yeah.
And then after that, when I was like 15, I think, 15 to 16, we actually came back to Santa Inês again because Brasilia was a big city and my dad wasn't happy with his work. So he wanted to do something for his life, which is not wrong at all. And then he decided, okay, let's come back to Santa Inês because I want to start something for myself.
Yeah.
And then we came back to Santa Inês. He started a business, which is Gem. So he's like a personal trainer, you know, employer, whatever. So he started this business, and then that's the part of I starting like I'm going to high school. I'm getting to know my friends. I came from Brasilia, so it was a city where people have open mind, but I knew that I was going to back to a small city where people wasn't. So I was like very, very, very scared. Then I was like, okay, it's time to go back to the closet, you know, try to pretend a little bit in the mirror, like how I'm gonna talk like straight guy, and then go to school and pretend you're straight and everything's gonna be fine. So that's basically what I did. I tried. I fucking tried so much. But I can't. I am so fucking gay. So they're all just like, it was
Nice.
very uncomfortable because I wanted to prove so bad that I was like straight that I started dating a girl.
Oh.
And then this girl had a, you know, she has a twin sister. And the other year, I dated the older twin sister. And then
Felipe's
at
a
the
player.
same time,
Felipe's
I was
a
about to
player
say,
now.
wow, that is
wait,
impressive.
wait. And at the same time, I had like a best friend in class with me. And then there's one day, there was just like talking because we're best friend and everybody knows we're best friends. My ex-girlfriend, in the time they were dating, she knew we're best friends. And then we just like give her like a friend kiss in class. And then people start talking about in school, and then my girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, found out, and then she like slapped my face in front of everyone, and I'm just like, okay, so I'm the most, you know, like womanizer guy ever, and I'm fucking gay. I don't know what the fuck I am doing here. This is totally like not acceptable. Like how I'm gonna end up my life, and then I was like, okay, guys, you know, I am fucking gay. I give up. So I basically did this in high school, and then I told everyone I was gay. Fuck you, everybody. I don't care anymore. I'm not gonna pretend I'm fucking straight. This is not working. And then I was like, I am fucking gay. So once you start like realizing that you are who you are, and you're not gonna be like sad again if people are talking about, then everything start like changing right away. Because I remember when I was scared about if people was talking about my sexuality, and I was like feeling scared, and I went to pretend because I didn't want to hear. And it was like, I don't care anymore. You guys can talk whatever you want. I don't fucking care. I am fucking gay. And then I was just like, boom, I forgot about it, you know? So from the part, everything started to get like easy again. Even though I was living in the same city with the same practice people, you know, I just like don't care anymore. And because of me, older gay guys, younger gay guys in my school, so like came out as a gay again, and everyone was just like, okay, we have gays enough here. What is going on? But yeah, the city
Felipe
started like
created a
changing.
movement.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually did. I was like, I was the pioneer. I was the pioneer. I was like talking to them, you know, and saying, you guys need to be strong. Let's came out as gay. Let's be proud of ourselves because this city needs to stop. I didn't like exactly like that, but I basically made my friends gay. And I said, bitch, you're fucking gay. Just be it. So that's basically what happened. And everything was fine. I think the city is very, like, even better now, of course, all these years. it's been like 10 years since that
Oh,
happened.
okay.
So the city now, there's a lot of gay, and I'm so proud of my small town.
It all started with one come out
Yeah.
story, and that's
Yes.
Felipe's right there.
Yes, I'm a pioneer. I'm the gay pioneer in my town.
That's awesome. Wow. So that must have been pretty tough though, because so you spent most of your life in Brasilia then, early life, not
Yes,
Central.
I feel that the special part of my life, yes, it was Brasilia because it's the
Okay.
part that I really like realized that I was gay and I was very happy. It started there.
Okay, but in Brasilia, they were more accepting of it.
Yes, very.
So that
From
must have
high
been
school.
brutal.
Can you believe, like, from the guy who tried to hide himself in high school, actually during school before that, I was the most popular kind of boy in the school because it's when I start to see people dancing and have dancing competitions at school. And then I was like, this is so cool. And I remember that my sister showed me a video of the Pussycat Dolls, Don't You? And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is God himself. Like 6 women, so fucking hot, dancing nice choreography. And I wanted to be gay. I didn't know how to do it. And they showed me in front of my face how to be gay. So I started dancing. And then I was just like, I need to do this more because I got the choreography was like slay. I remember that I was like stretching my legs, to do like the kind of crazy choreographies with legs and everything. And I was doing that already. And then I was like, I wanted to do this at school. I need to do this. I need to go to the dance festival and show myself.
Mhm.
And then I started like dancing at school. And then people were just like, are you gay? And I'm like, I think I am. I think I'm so fucking gay. And then it's just like, that's so cool. And then I was like dancing, and getting popular. And everyone's, school know me. I was just like so happy because, like people wanted to walk with me. And I was like, me and 2 girls here, 2 girls here. I was like, guys, I was like 13, 14 years old. And it was like that way. So then I have to go to Santa Ynez and start my life and hiding myself in the closet. It was like so crazy. I have no idea. So that's why like Brasilia, it's very special to me because I really have fun in there so much. They accept me so well. So.
Wow. That's it. You usually don't hear people like come out of the closet and then have to go back in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's not good at all. It's not easy actually because you do that not because you want to. You do that because you're scared. I was so fucking scared what was going to happen back in my town, and it was so frustrating. Like I knew people was like looking at me and talking about me like it was a big deal, and I was just like, this is not necessary. Why do I have to look so fucking gay so these people can talk? Like, this is not like, I don't want to, like,
Yeah.
try to change that or something. I just want to be respected, but I was scared. So, okay, I guess I have to try, pretend I'm straight and see what happens. So, it happened, all that happened. But I don't regret it at all. Like, everything that happened had a reason to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that helped me with my maturity in my mind and everything related me to be here, so I wouldn't change anything about it. I'm very happy. I'm very like blessed for everything that happened.
I gotcha. Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess like the next question is, well, we have a few more, but what exactly like prompted you to come here? Now I know you told me or told Brian and I that there were people saying, you're bigger than where you are now. You have the opportunity to grow and have a career once you go to the United States. But was there something else driving you, or was there another person in particular, maybe a family member that was saying, Felipe, go, there's more, opportunities over in America than where you were?
Actually, it was I don't know. I knew I wanted to move somewhere, so that
Okay.
was actually right when I went to my Europe trip to Europe. So I was like very excited, and I remember that I basically was just like traveling, but also trying to find my place. if I went to one of these countries and feel like, okay, I belong here, or just like try to stay, or maybe come back to Brazil, but then planning to move again, you know, like at once
Yeah, yeah.
back to the country. So I was just like doing some kind of research about it. So that's why I went to my trip, and then I really liked Ireland. I liked a lot in there. I went to Dublin. I had so much fun, guys. Oh my gosh, I can explain that night what happened. It was so crazy in Dublin, but well, this is can be for another. This can be for another time. But I fell in love with a city called Westport in Ireland. It was like so small, and most people live there are like old people because it's so calm and it's so safe that people, you know, get older in there.
Mhm.
So I was just like, this is so beautiful. I love nature. I love the trees. I love the vibe it brings with it. And I was like in a small city where there's like a lot of mountains. So the view was just like so loving. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't care if I never get famous or whatever, but if I have the chance of living in a small town like this, I'll still be happy. You know, it's just like so calm. So I was like, okay, this is an option. Um, but then when I came back to Brazil, I was like in a kind of a relationship, and then this relationship involved me like trying to come here and see what was going on and blah blah blah. So this can be a for another time as well. But yes, it was for kind of our relationship that came to this country, and boom,
Did you ever visit here before you came here permanently?
never. I just knew so much that I wanted to go like to New York City. Even though now I want to live in LA, even more in LA, but it was because of New York City that I wanted to come here.
Can you talk a little bit about how difficult it is for people living in your country to try to get here?
You mean from the borders or from the like as a tourist, like coming in your city?
Either
Well,
or. You could just talk about both situations, but more specific. I mean, I think more of our viewers need to hear how difficult it is just to get here, to work legally or become a permanent resident or a citizen. I don't. I mean, maybe I'm not speaking for Brian and I, but I think there are a lot of people that just don't truly understand the struggle it takes to just get here.
it's very, I don't know. It changed a lot. It seems like it was easier before. I have um, sort of friends here that they've been living here for the past like 20 to 30 years. So actually before it was very like easier to come here and settle and have legal documents and everything. But now it's like super, super difficult. And it's not like I wanted so bad to come, especially specific to this country. It's just because it happened. And I was like, okay, I'm just giving it a try. You know what I mean? But people, they want so bad to come here because of the American dream. Like everyone in the world has the American dream. It's like, it's so beautiful from what we see from another side to realize that this country is just like that's another country. It's not the American dream that people like
Mhm.
keep making you believe it
Yeah.
because I don't know. And there's a lot of much policy in this and politician that we don't need to go in that you know moment, but that's why people try to come here so much, not only from Brazil but from a lot of countries. And
Mhm.
you know, things start getting like difficult and difficult and more difficult, so they just want to try to stop, and then people try to come anyways, and then there's a border, and then there's a legal thing. So it's just like a bunch of things. But I know that it's very, very difficult, and it's sad, and it's like I don't know, frustrating, especially for me from a country that I love so much, that there's so many things, you know, to show and to give because my country has an amazing culture and there's a lot of potential in there. We just need the right politician to make the country look better so people stop trying to leave.
Mhm.
So it's really bad for me that, yes, I wanted to go away. I don't know if because of my country is not the best one or if because I already had the feeling that I wanted to go to other places because I don't want to belong only to a, you know, one country. but it's really sad when people wants to leave our country because they don't feel like it's a safe, you know.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's complicated.
I would say so.
Yeah, that's like a really good answer. Honestly, I never thought about it like that way at all. Honestly, I mean, because I feel like speaking for me and Ken and some viewers, like these are things we never have to think about, right? Because we were born here. So,
Yeah.
Felipe, honestly, like I appreciate you telling us that because for me, it's like, oh, I can't wait to travel. Oh, I can't wait to, live in another country. And if I don't like it, like, oh, I can come back to the U.S. But some people are chasing that American dream and then trying to come here, but it's not as easy as just showing a passport. Like you have to go through a lot of processes just to get here. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's good when people have, you know, the privilege of having the legal documents so they can get a better job and a better opportunity for their lives. So for me, I do know people also that they're not like legal. You know, they have to go through the illegal things, and it's very complicated because sometimes it works for some people, but doesn't work for everyone, especially like about healthy care, you know, and stuff
Mhm.
that you need, like trying to, you know, like try to not get abusive jobs because there's a lot of people take advantage of these people. You know, like
Mhm.
they give miserable like dollar for these people and they have to
Hmm.
accept it because if they don't want to have another kind of work. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's not nice. And there's also another Brazilians that do that to people who comes here. And that was very like really like frustrating for me to know about that the own Brazilian people here, some of them they take advantage of older Brazilians that comes here who needs job and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really like something that make me feel really upset. But not just that, but also like everyone like tried to take advantage of these people. So it's not a nice opportunity for them to come here. They think it's gonna be amazing, but it's not amazing. People go through a lot of terrible situations here who comes from other countries so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with that. So I work for a staffing agency. So I go to businesses, and some of these businesses are small. So I saw a help wanted sign on one of the businesses. It was like a florist, and
Mhm.
they're looking for a floral designer. And I said, well, we have some people, believe it or not, that are looking for that type of work. And I go, what's the rate that you're willing to pay? She goes, $11. Well, I said, well, the minimum wage is 13. She's like, yeah, but we could find illegal people to do it for 11. So, I
Wow.
mean, Felipe's right. I mean, it happens all over. People like to take advantage of cheap labor because, like he said, if they don't work for $11 an hour, they're not going to get anything, and they have no rights. It's not like they could go to the government and say, "Oh, they're only paying me 11, when they should be paying me 13." The government's going to be like, "You're not even supposed to be
Exactly.
here."
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no, it happens, and it happens more than people
It's
think.
very abusive. It's very abusive. It is
It
not
is.
safe.
It's
So
not good.
what happens during that time? And what I mean to say is, like, do you have like for people? I'm assuming they have families here as well to fall back on, right? Or is it really like, do you know anyone who's come here like with no one and had to work their way to the top, or even got that far? Like, because I don't know if that's the case. Because I know some people come here with nobody, and then some people come here with like family already here so they can help out. So, I feel like that's a big difference. Do you know anyone like that, and how are they faring?
I know stories because I have friends who has friends who has friends, you know, especially like in Philadelphia, for example, there's communities that the most Brazilian people in there. So people will come and, you know, they bring families, they come alone, all of them together to the same kind of thing. So my friends, you know, some friends would try to help, would try to, you know, because they need place to stay, they need a job opportunity, you know, so they look for the Brazilian place where people, you know, are already there living, so they speak Portuguese because most of them doesn't even speak English at all. So how can you put yourself in that condition? It's so dangerous, but people still have, you know, like the hope that it's gonna be amazing. But I know bad stories about this. Like you know, people, you know, who end up like dying, and it's being complicated about it, you know, like people involved in, and then there's like sexual assault and all this kind of stuff, everything involved because they can speak, they can protect themselves, they can, you know, like scream they need help because if they get caught, they're gonna be deported. So that's basically what happens. But yeah, I feel like it's sad times, and it's, I don't know. I wish things would be different, you know. But I know that it's part of you know, our fault because it comes from our country. The problem is in our country that we need to change so people stop, you know, stop doing putting them in dangerous positions and situations.
Yeah.
I have mad respect
Wow.
for anybody. Like, I know some people, obviously I'm not going to disclose who they are, but I know some people that are not here legally and they've come by themselves and they take care of themselves. They, you know, they find a way to make it work. And here I am struggling to make it work with all these resources. You know, I'm a citizen. I got my family here. I got parents. I got friends. And they're doing it in a foreign country where they don't even speak the same language as us. And they're able to
Yeah.
find a way to make ends meet. So, I mean, I know a particular person that would always like talk down on them, you know, talk bad about themselves. And I'd be like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, look what you're doing. You
Yeah.
have no resources and you're still making more money than a lot of the people here that are here legally, you know?
Yes, it's, yeah,
It's
the
I think it's a
privilege.
big transition to do that, and I applaud anyone who's able to do that because it's something you need to be mentally like strong for. I
Yeah.
mean, I've only been in a couple times where I wasn't able to talk to someone because they spoke a different language, and I will be honest, I did not know how to interact. I had to like Google. I used Google Translate the entire time,
Mhm.
and that, you know, that's the only thing I knew. But I don't know. I give it a lot of props, and also like I appreciate at least there's people who are looking out for other people who are coming straight off, like,
Yeah.
you know, just coming from a different country, who's literally doesn't know any English, but at least there's some people looking out there. Because it was really upsetting, I'll be honest, Felipe, to hear that other Brazilians would take advantage of Brazilians coming in, because that's your kind, like that's your people, right? And that made me kind of sad, I'll be honest. But you know, I guess that's the world we live in, right? So uh,
Yes, guys,
um,
this is, I don't know. I don't even know what to say because I mean, I always respect like everyone. You know, I know what happened to my life. I know my path and everything that happened to me. Like I would never treat people bad. You know, like that's why I'm saying like I'm worried about people because I knew I came here because I had a dream, not because I was desperate. You know what I mean? So it makes a lot of difference. And I had the privilege of getting, you know, legal and have my stuff, so the right, you know, to go to college because I wanted to go to college. I would never like go to a country where I couldn't study and get the best of it, enjoy the best of it. So I was like, I need to do something for myself. And then I got the right, so I could go to college, and now I'm like a film major. So we didn't talk about college and stuff. I really talked about this thing because I had a lot of things to say about this career and how much I love being a filmmaker. But we have to have like do a podcast like, you know, 2.0 so we can talk about this another time.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
I was gonna say I don't want to cut it off, but we're 3 minutes away from having to go off because you know after an hour it shuts down.
yes, I'm kind of I know that, I know that.
I don't see
So
that well, but I've been looking at the time in the corner and I'm like, shit, we're getting
yeah,
close. So.
no,
it's
but
3 minutes left.
it was like I'm saying, this is about like talking about respecting people, you know, and talked about what happened with everything else. And I think it's it's just like I'm very happy to be here. So thank you guys to invite me. You know, it was nice to talk to you about stuff about Brazil, and I feel like we could talk even more about other stuff as well. There's a lot of conversations for that, but it was nice. Thank you so much for inviting me. We can do this another time. Let me know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're going to be another reoccurring guest, so don't even worry about it.
Cool. Woohoo. Let's do it.
All
I'm excited.
right. All right. So, Brian, do you want to tell the viewers what's on tap for next week?
Yeah, I mean, next week we'll be talking about the same topic, but it will be a different part of it. Um, so, I mean, tune in to see. We'll be talking more about how people are coming in, what challenges they face, and from there, like, kind of understanding how much privilege we actually have being Americans, and kind of how difficult it is to actually come to this country, and how much we should enjoy what we have. So I just want to say thank you again, Felipe, for coming through. And honestly, we appreciate your time. And I mean, this is Spill the Drink. So thank you guys for coming through. We appreciate you.
Where are the drinks?
That is true. I just finished mine right now.
It's gone.
Cheers,
gone.
cheers, cheers, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And thank you to everybody that tuned in, whether it was for a minute or for the whole show. We always appreciate it. And also send some direct messages if you want to be on for next week's podcast and you came from a different country and now you're living in the U.S. Don't send us a DM if you've already lived here and you're born here. That doesn't make any sense. So, just let you know. All right. Take care, guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Night.